What's up, guys? Time to show off a cool build. Going out to Andy. This will be his first watch from me. Everything on this was decently custom. We're going for a Tiffany blue dial. So had my buddy custom paint it and then put all the accents in. Forgot to tell him that this wasn't going on like an NH movement, so when it came it had posts in the back, so I had to grind all those off, get them all nice and flat, so I could use it on this movement. So we've got a brushed case, we have a polished coin bezel, then we have a custom lasered compass insert, so it's ghosted, so just lasered out on aluminum without any color added to it. White handset, custom engraved C-crown, stainless steel movement holder in there, signed rotor, and a low profile brushed exhibition caseback. And then this is on a brushed smooth link band, no engraving on it. With this band, if you'd ever get like a little scratch or anything in there, use the green side of a Scotch-Brite and just keep going the same way and just kind of brush the scratch in where you don't see it. That's the best advice for that. Now you have a brushed case, you do the same thing. You just, if you have a nick here or something, just keep brushing it in one direction. Now these have quick disconnects so you can take them off, but for some reason, like these move nice and smooth, but for a 22mm band, it is spot on. It was so hard to come in at an angle with this, and with a with these spring bars like this, you have to get the first one in first into the hole. There's no way to compress this because the other end's sticking out the other side. All you're doing is compressing this side. So you have to get the first side in, then walk this side in, and man, is it tight. So good times on that. So that, sir, is your build. Bezel on this will turn left, it'll turn right. I've got it on there as tight as I possibly can. These are tension ring bezels, they are not click bezels. So you will not accidentally move this thing. But when you move it, you will have moved it with intent. So it'll turn left, it'll turn right. Tension ring that some of the flat parts I've bowed out towards the watch, so it's making extra contact, so it is very tough. It's kind of like if you're trying to spin your tire and you had your emergency brake engaged, but you only had it, you couldn't pull it all the way up, but you had it like halfway up where you're like, okay, something's catching somewhere. So that's, as good of a reference as I can to it, because you can turn it. It's just not easy to turn it, so you're not going to accidentally turn it. So that's your build. Automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, wear it, put it in a watch winder, but if it's dead or you're not going to be very active, make sure you wind it just a little bit. And how you do that is you back the crown off the threads until you hear it and feel it clicking. You'll see, got a little bit of play there, you're off the threads, you can then wind. And a wind is a turn this way. Turning it back towards you doesn't do anything, but it's a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and just go back and forth. If you do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, even if you're not very active, you'll keep time throughout the day because that'll be mixed with your rotor shaking back and forth. If you do it for something closer to 15 seconds, you're going to max out your 31 plus hour power reserve on it. You cannot overwind it, so don't worry about that. So when you're happy with your winding, you're going to pull to the one and only click. You can now set your time. It does not have a hacking movement, so it's going to keep going. You'll also notice you've got a wobble crown. That deflects the lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement, so when you're pushing and prying on it, you're not putting any bend that affects your movement. And on top of that, this is for like an anti-shock. So the way that there's a little bit of separation there, when this is screwed down, the top of the crown and the stem aren't connected, so if you would drop it on its side and hit this, you are not going to impact the keyless works and your mainspring. It would basically just take the impact at the crown and not transfer it. So, okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 12:39 p.m.
12:39 p.m. That feels about right? When you're good, push it over, get it out of that time setting, and then wind it down. And how you know when you're actually got it all the way tight is your C should line up decently straight. Yeah, I got it. So, show off the loom a little bit on there for you. I think it came out pretty freaking awesome, man. So, full brush build, brushed bezel insert, polished crown. This is kind of like a milled, kind of has like a nice like sunburst kind of look to it on the crown. Brushed band, brushed case back. So that's your build, good sir. As with every build, they're going to come with matching beads from the wife. This will come in a special edition BVW box. It's going to come with a couple things. Watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal parts of this watch as a whole. Non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue. And you're also going to get a microfiber with that. Then you're also going to get some Novus 2. This is like a poly watch. It's for your acrylic glass. Your glass can scratch, but if it does, no big deal. Put a tiny bit of this on it. Buff it out using your included microfiber. If the scratches up and down, go left and right, fill in that scratch. Buff it out, haze it. If that doesn't get it, let it solidify, wait 5-10 minutes, do it again. And a little bit will go a long way. This is just repackaged. We just buy them in big tubes and then repackage them ourselves. Polywatch is like $8 a container that's, I don't know, not quite half this size, pushing half this size. Whereas I can buy all these and a container of that, make 24 of them for about the cost of 3 or 4 poly watches. So that's your build, sir. Sorry it took a minute. Sorry that crown acted weird. I was trying to do a different crown for you, and the crown I was trying to put on had like a little like milled area around here, and I kind of like the way it looks, but it just did not work out, and I only had one of them, so I should have looked at it a little bit better or something. But this crown obviously is awesome as well, so and I like it, and it has the same style to it. So but yeah, that's your build, man. I hope you love it. Send it out to you today, and you should have it in a couple days. So if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. If you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe as I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.